What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Dwayne with Always Accurate Media Group. Thought I'd take a few minutes to do a quick video here. I was talking to a couple of my friends, and one thing that we were discussing was the Hubitat elevation. So I want to do a quick video to explain to everybody, why I like Hubitat and why I think Hubitat's one of the best hubs out there. First of all, let's look at the hubs that I had before. I originally got into home automation with SmartThings. SmartThings is an outstanding hub. If you're just getting into home automation, it's a pretty good hub to start out with. User friendly. It's the interface is awesome. One reason that I left SmartThings, but I still love SmartThings products, is that I would say I needed to have a web interface. I think they have like what they call web core or something like that. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. I think that's what SmartThings uses as their web interface. But Hubitat had a native web interface. So I love the web interface. So the next thing that I looked at when I went to Hubitat was it was locally, you could control it locally. So those were the two biggest things for me that I wanted, because I didn't want to be doing, eventually, and here's my take on it. Eventually you move from what you call smart home tech into home automation. And then when you move into home automation, you need a bigger stream to look at to do everything that you want to do. So Hubitat gave me that stream that I wanted. I could see, I got a 38-inch monitor in my office, so I could see the whole interface in my monitor, and I could get in it and manipulate it and do what I wanted to do. That was one of the reasons that I left SmartThings and came over to Hubitat. Now, on the other side, if I had to choose one as far as the remote capabilities, I would definitely say SmartThings has a better remote capability than Hubitat has. Hubitat remote capability is getting better. It has its ins and outs. It has its do's and don'ts. So it is, it's a learned process. It's different than in SmartThings in the way that Hubitat's more of an enthusiast level. You have to get in and you have to do everything that you want the hub to do. You have to tell the hub what you want it to do, basically. SmartThings is pretty, like I said, user friendly. For a beginner, you can pick up SmartThings pretty easy. For Hubitat, there's definitely a learning curve. If I would say that what I would do if I was getting it, I would do it the same way. I would learn some SmartThings because it teaches you a little bit about home automation and all that. And then it tells you how to use certain, if then that statements and all that kind of stuff. So SmartThings teaches you the basic interface. Then you get into Hubitat and then you learn how you can manipulate things. It's still a learning curve. But with a little bit of experience from SmartThings, Hubitat will be a lot easier. Now, like I said, it's locally hosted, so it's a server on your local area network. I actually had a chance to actually test that. We had a power outage. We had the internet go out because I have solar panels here. I have Tesla batteries, so when the power goes out, it doesn't affect me that much. But the internet went out, and when the internet went out, my hub still performed. All the automation still worked. So with SmartThings, you may be limited to what works and what does not because it's internet based, and Hubitat is locally hosted. So that's something you need to think of as well. I love it. I love dealing with it. Like I said, it has its learning curve. Sometimes if you have a problem with something, you have to really get on the forums and start asking people, and you have to start troubleshooting it yourself because it doesn't have the large community that SmartThings has. So with that being said, I've had a couple times where the hub just started doing crazy stuff. Like right now, I'm dealing with something in my master bathroom. The lights come on at 3 o'clock in the morning. I have no idea why the freaking lights are coming on at 3 o'clock in the morning. And then if I turn them off, then they come right back on. So usually I know that I'm getting a little, how do I put it? I know I'm getting, as far as the battery life on my sensors are getting a little long. So I may have to go in and take some of those battery sensors and look at those battery sensors, those batteries, and change those batteries over. So I know I have to do that. So that's one thing that I will look at. So what I'm planning on doing is just changing all the batteries. I usually change them around December anyway. So I'll probably just change all the batteries out, and then that way I know all the sensors are up and running. I'll run a Z-Wave pole and basically send out a signal and poll all the Z-Wave sensors. The same thing with Zigbee. I'll make sure everything's working and all the polling, and check all the logs and everything, make sure everything's up and running. So that's something that I'll do after I get all the batteries in and get all the sensors back up. Usually the sensors last about the batteries last for about 5-6 months at a time. They're not that bad on battery life. So something to think about. I have approximately 120 plus items on my network. So battery life can become an issue. The first time I have, and it's funny because I have Ecobee sensors, and those batteries are like $10 a piece. And if you have a bad sensor, then it becomes a nightmare to get batteries for that particular sensor. So Smart Things is not that bad. It's a pretty common battery. You can go to Walmart and get it. I usually buy mine from Amazon. They come pretty quickly, and I can get a bulk of them for like $10. So not a big deal. But Hubitat's awesome hub. I wish they would integrate more things into it, but I'm pretty sure that's something that they're thinking about on the back end is from the Hubitat team, as far as getting everything up and running on different platforms. It's a pretty solid platform. I mean, you got to understand when you're dealing with these kind of hubs, whether it's Vera, Smart Things, or Google, whatever you're dealing with, those hubs, they're consumer hubs, so you got to take that into consideration. You're going to have to do some maintenance on them. Things are going to break as things update. You fix one thing, it's going to break 3 things. That's just, the nature of the beast. So take that into account when you get the hub. But other than that, once you get it set up, I'm actually doing, and I can't wait. You guys stay tuned for this. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Check it out. I'm doing a smart home for one of my neighbors, and she's excited about it. We just got the Ring doorbell. We got all her Amazon stuff up and running. We got the Hubitat hub up and running. I got the C500, the C5 hub, and she got the C7 hub. That C7 hub is unbelievably fast. I thought my C5 hub was fast, but that hub is unbelievably fast, and she's loving it. She's loving every bit of that hub. So I'm looking forward to finishing all of her network up. We have all the switches in. Everything's working. I'm building her dashboards now. Also, we're waiting for to see what kind of camera she want to do and to build up her video surveillance system. So once that's done, we're gonna start opening it up to everybody, so everybody can come. She wanted to show people her house and show her family, so we can do a little update as far as the sensors and stuff go. But for the most part, guys, if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I do videos on videography, photography. We have a little podcast that we talk every night with me and Miss Jeff Coates. So if smart home tech is something that I do all the time, computers and stuff. So if that's something you might be interested in, leave a like on this video. Subscribe to this video. If you have any problems or any questions about Hubitat, don't hesitate to ask me. I'm willing to help anybody. I'm willing to learn. So this is a hobby of mine. So if you have any questions, just drop your brother a line, and we'll do the best we can. So until next time, elevate.